All right, we are back for match number 2 with green-white tokens. Um, Magic. Since the last patch, my preview keeps moving. Annoying. I won the die roll. I would like to go first. Would very much like to go first. Okay, so this hand is solid. We do have turn 2 Cultivator into hypothetical turn 3 Gideon, but that does require us hitting an untapped white source. Which there are, I think, 11 of in the deck right now with 7 planes and, well, they're going to take our Gideon, so, oh, there goes that plan. But black control decks tend to be pretty good for us, so, oh, there's the Gideon. The dream is still alive. So worst case scenario here, well, I mean, worst case scenario is they kill our cultivator, but we do have an alternate line here on if we don't hit an untapped white source to play Gideon, is we can play Tracker and then drop Vista, which gives us a clue and is a good use of our mana. Careless Tracker is a great threat against what looks like the Season's Past deck. He just hits really hard, generates card advantage, and is kind of a nightmare for them to deal with. So 1-for-1, but we got an extra card out of it. So I think we're pretty favored against this deck. I haven't had a lot of opportunities to play test against it, but it's basically a 1-for-1 removal deck that if they ever get to 6 mana to pay Seasons Past, they get to draw a million cards. So I think I'm going to pop my clue, see if I hit a land. I'm going to bash my opponent for 5 here. But we'll start with the Planeswalkers, and hopefully not give our opponent a lot of opportunities to find the time. Ruinous Path on Gideon, probably, yeah. So Avacyn's great there. We're going to continue to try to put as much pressure as we can on our opponent's life total, not give them an opportunity to resolve a Season's Past and stabilize. Languish is fine, hopefully, yeah. So Languish just killed a plant, and that's it. Probably should have played my Fortified Village there. I have a tendency to try to keep a land in hand all the time. I don't know if that's actually terrifically helpful, but it is a fair shake at the time. So I don't think we can lose from here with our opponent reading the bones there. He has 2 mana open, so if he has exactly ultimate price to kill our Avacyn, then we can minus our Nissa and kill him with the creatures we have. All right. So, the number 1 most dangerous card out of the Black-Green Seasons Past deck is Kalatas. So while it's a deck with not a lot of threats, I do want to have answers to Kalatas, and because I tend to err a little bit on the side of the conservative. I like to have a lot of answers to Kalitas. Um, so, with that being said, I definitely like Quarantine Field. Evolutionary Leap is just the best thing we have going. Evolutionary Leap, this is what it's there for. And also Sigarda is terrific in this matchup. She dodges almost all of their removal, and it's just extremely hard for them to deal with. That's one of the main reasons. This deck is one of the main reasons why Sigarda still has a spot, because she's just an outstanding threat against this deck. Means we have some cuts we need to make. I don't 100% love Dromoka's Command in the deck. Again, opponent's deck doesn't run a lot of creatures, and despite Dromoka's Command being pretty amazing for us in that last game, um, you know, we're oftentimes just not going to have an opportunity to use it like that. And maybe erring a little bit too much on removal here. We're definitely the beatdown in this matchup. Secure the Waste is really, really good in this matchup, but Ace's Snare. Yeah, one Oath. I think that's fine. There is some consideration to bring in Lambholt Pacifist. It's a nice aggressive creature. Is it better than anything else I have going on? Don't know that it is. Yeah, I think I'm gonna run it like this. Declaration of Stone is not super great, but again, like I said, I want to have quite a few answers to Kalitas. I only have 4 right now, so maybe I leave the Stasis Snare in. Well, let's run it like this. Um, it is possible to play through a Kalitas. It's not easy, but it's possible. Um, so we'll see how it goes. We definitely don't want to board out too many of our threats because, like I said, we are definitely the beat down. If they get, if we give them too much time to establish their, um, you know, seasons past into Dark Petition, into draw a million cards, to Nissa's Renewal, gain a million life, it becomes very difficult to win. So with another white source, again, we can probably, um, hit our Gideon on 3, which would be cool, or Tracker plus land on 3. And Duress is going to probably take our Gideon again. He might take Nissa just because she's lower on the curve, but if I were him, I would take Gideon. Gideon's just a nasty, nasty threat. Well, and there's the white source I wanted. Ah, bad times. Virulent Plague. So definitely should have remembered about that card when I was sideboarding, because I didn't, and I'm terrible. Ay, 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 ay. So we're just going to start taking this up and get toward ultimate. The fact that he has a Virulent Plague and I've drawn Secure the Wastes and a bunch of lands is making my life very, very awkward here. But that being said, we're not completely out of the match just yet. If we can take Nissa up to 7, we can draw a bunch of cards and gain a bunch of life, which is sweet. And we do have an Avacyn, so we can at least make him use his mana, because he probably has an answer, but, not necessarily. Ruinous Path of Awaken. insult to injury here. So we're gonna cast Secure the Wastes for one. It's gonna die to the Virulent Plague, and we're gonna get to flip our Avacyn, which is sweet. I still don't think we're winning this game. Oh, I forgot to board out my Secure the Wastes against the Virulent Plague deck. And also, Dromoka's Command stays in. Ay, 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 ay. Okay, well, we'll know for game 3. I think we're pretty solidly favored here. Um, and he may not have an answer to the 6-5, but we'll see. He probably does. Definitely goes to show where the gaps in my game are. I definitely want to get better at sideboarding. It's definitely the part of my game I think that I could stand to improve the most in. So this is probably Ruinous Path. No? Interesting. I don't think there's any point in running out Arnissa. Okay. Yep. Okay, so sideboarded awfully and got punished for it. Um, so yeah, so that's annoying. Um, I'm gonna bring in Limeholt Pacifist instead of Hangerbacks because flipping Nissa doesn't really mean anything. Hangerback's kind of an anemic threat. And I do want to find room for one more answer for big nasties. So I'm actually gonna shave an Avacyn here. Yeah, that seems awful. I'm just gonna shave an Oath. So, um, yeah. Anyway, okay. So this is one of those hands that I talked about in the deck tech where, normally we would have to ship it, but I'm going to keep it. I have a one lander into multiple Oath of Nissa and a great curve, including our most powerful card in the matchup if we hit lands. So the way the math works out with Oath of Nissa, you're just extremely likely to hit lands. And it's just great for curving out and hitting those land drops. Duress again. Take my Oath of Nissa. Trying to mana screw me. He'd probably take Evil Leap. Yeah. So certainly the most powerful card against him, I think. Alright, so we're going to get to go Lambholt Pacifist into Nissa, which is great. I'm not going to minus Nissa this turn in case he has a... That's not going to matter. Ultimate price. In case he has an ultimate price. She would have flipped anyway. Like I was saying, on turn 3 you can play Nissa and minus her, put a token on your Limehole Pacifist and start bashing for 4. But I don't think that's always a real good idea against a deck with this much removal and open mana. So I think I am going to get aggressive with my Nissa here. My opponent is F6. Feel it. But anyway, I do want to start pressuring his life total and getting a little bit more power and toughness on the board. Plussing the Nissa is fine, but you know, with ruinous paths, sometimes you can, you know, just lose your creatures that way. Gideon was a really good draw there. Critters and pass the turn. Gideon is just great. The best threat we have. Rest gets Oath. Kalatas. There he is. So we're definitely going to start bashing with Gideon here. The question is what we want to do with Nissa. I think I'm just going to plus Nissa and kind of attack him on 2 axes here. The nice thing about playing against Kalatas is that if you don't have any non-token creatures, he doesn't do a heck of a lot. You know, sure he's a lifelinker, but he doesn't make zombies killing token creatures. So Reclaiming Vine. Well, he's seen the Avacyn, so he knows that I can Avacyn in response. So that makes the last card in his hand ultimate price. So if we Avacyn and he ultimate prices, kills our Avacyn, gets a zombie, lifelinks for 3, then he has Kalatas and a zombie versus our board. I think I like our chances there. Okay, so we just have it all. Life is good. And we attack for 1,000,000. Okay, so despite trying desperately to throw the match, I didn't manage it because the deck is amazing and the deck is great. You know, so sideboarding against Seasons Past, you definitely want to keep Virulent Plague in mind. And then, like I said, Kalatas is just kind of the best thing they have going on, although he wasn't very impressive there. But he can definitely brick wall you. You know, like if I hadn't have had an active Gideon, you know, if I hadn't drawn the declaration right then, he would have blanked all these, you know, creatures on the board. So Kalatas, very, very potent threat. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you back for round 3.